Perfect. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to a wedding later, hence the new apartment. It's not every day you get to see the birth of a new conservative influencer, but over the past week on Twitter, I have seen one pushed through the birth canal, emerge covered in goop, and be largely rejected by the audience she's trying to court. Today I'm talking about Lilly Gaddis, who you almost certainly don't know by name. You might know her from these 2 TikToks of hers that recently went viral.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass and they don't care. We don't give a fuck about your money. I couldn't care less about your fucking money, okay?
That first one is just a white person using a racial slur as shock value to increase engagement. On top of being a hateful, bigoted, racist thing to do, it's pretty hack at this point. Sort of on the same page as Ben Shapiro rapping. It's not meant to do anything but incite people. Clearly this isn't the full clip. There is some greater context to this sentence, but not any that justifies what she said. It's sort of like this clip of Donald Trump.
You can do it, baby. I love you so much. And it's bad news. Bad things are happening. Mom, I'm sorry.
Sure, there's a reason he's grunting and moaning and calling out to mama like that. Maybe he's starring alongside Audra in Gypsy. But whatever context there is doesn't make this any better. But Lilly doesn't see it that way. In her mind, saying the N-word is a stepping stone for career advancement, which is why she tweeted, "Thanks, Black community, for helping to launch my new career in conservative media. You all played your role well, like the puppets you are." Which, again, is just meant to incite people. Same with her video non-apology, where she feigns apathy.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, and all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
She phrases this whole thing so poorly. If you want a job in media, maybe, I don't know, write down the words you're gonna say. I think she's trying to do a censored version of "I couldn't find a fuck to give." Pretty fucking stupid to censor yourself now and not before. What are you, the Snapchat AI? But it doesn't work because no one says "I don't give a care." It's sloppy. I know none of this matters to the audience she's trying to cultivate, but I can find a care. Details are important. The apology continues.
You're gonna call us racist? You're gonna call us potential Timothy McVeighs? Fuck you.
War.
You can't post a video of you saying the N-word and then be like, "Well, you were just gonna call me racist anyway." No! Literally no one was. Same way you can't smack a stranger on the ass and then say, "Well, you were gonna say I was harassing you anyway." Truly, one of the easiest ways to avoid being called racist is to not say racial slurs. It is strikingly easy to not be called racist on the internet. She echoes this sentiment in an interview she did with InfoWars, but we'll get to that later. She quickly followed this up with a video about the people who run the world. And I promise it's not as anti-Semitic as it sounds.
So all those nerds in high school, like the weird theater kids and the anime people. And, you know who I'm talking about, the people we didn't hang out with.
If you think I didn't hang out with theater people in high school, you're technically correct. My high school didn't do musicals. We did show choir. You're so right, it is like Glee.
So they've grown up now, and they're the ones making the laws. They're the Mark Zuckerbergs. They're the Faucis of the world of fucking nerds.
Yeah, we all went to high school with both Olivia Rodrigo and Robert De Niro, and boy did they yuck it up in Spanish class. I think this is the first bit of proof that she's not cut out for this job. She's floundering. She's not sure if her audience is 40-year-olds who push crypto scams or 80-year-olds who push their walkers to bingo. Okay, this is my favorite part of the video.
They're the ones in media. They're the actors. You wonder why actors are so politically leftist? Oh, right. It's because they're loser theater kids. They're the theater kids who grew up, and now they're telling me and you what to think. They're telling me and you what to do, and they're making the laws in this country.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is now the president. He didn't even do that in his own musical. The only actors I can think of who held political office are famous leftists Ronald Reagan and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wish theater kids were this powerful, then maybe there'd be some federal funding for the arts. The only thing theater kids are running right now is gay pop, and maybe the marketing for Wicked.
They're the ones inventing Clown World.
Sure, anyone who you didn't like in high school is running Clown World. Whatever that means. She does not clarify anything in this video because in addition to being a bigot, she is just bad at putting words together.
Well, it's time to stand the fuck up and stop being scared. Like, why are we scared of these people?
Who is afraid of Virginia Woolf is a play she probably auditioned for in high school and didn't get a part in. In 6 months, she'll fit right in at the Daily Wire. They are terrified of real actors. That's why they put themselves in all their shows and movies.
They were massive losers in high school and they're massive losers today. It's time to put the motherfucking nerds back in their place.
What are you gonna do? Shove them back into their lockers? We're not in high school anymore. At this point, she had gained an audience, so she was posting more to try and keep engagement up.
I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you are considering becoming gay, bi, let's just say a member of the rainbow community, I would advise against it because the day of the rainbow is over.
Sure, the day of the rainbow might be over, but then a new day of the rainbow begins because it's June. Happy Pride, everyone. We've got at least a week and a half of gay days heading our way. I hope you're ready.
The gay has canceled out the gay. You're not going to be special anymore. You're not going to be considered edgy. You're not going to be considered cool.
You know, I think, and this is just based on my own personal lived experience, gay people aren't gay to be cool. They're gay because they're gay. That's just the way Chappell Roan made them.
It's just over. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to find a new identity because that one's not working. Because everything is gay.
Everything. Wow. I mean, the gay agenda has been a massive success. Congratulations to all of you.
Architecture is gay. Cars are gay. Like, look at these electric cars. They're the gayest, ugliest, like, uncool cars imaginable. They're so embarrassing and so gay.
Oh, you seem decidedly less excited about it. And I thought people were gay to be cool. But now you're saying that being gay is uncool. So why would people do something uncool to try to be cool? It's almost like she's entirely full of shit and throwing word salads together as fast as she can, trying to capitalize on her 15 minutes of fame because she knows she's not good at talking or writing.
The outfits are all gay. You see like these little e-boys like fucking shut up.
E-boys in 2024? What's next? Are you gonna give us your Tiger King hot takes? Despite everything I've said so far, she's moving on up. She's starting that career in conservative media she's always wanted, beginning with a 20-minute interview on InfoWars, Alex Jones's platform. You may be wondering, how did they fill 20 minutes with some random person who's known for 2 TikToks? And the answer is poorly. The interview begins with them saying that if you go viral, more people watch your stuff than before you went viral.
So that is Lilly Gaddis, and she has no doubt been one of the most viral videos on X and on the internet in the last, let's say, 48 to 72 hours. So is it fair to say that you've never gone viral before? You've never had the amount of following or attention that you have now?
Yeah, I would say so.
It's really some great insight. I wish I knew that before I started posting on YouTube. She claims that freedom of speech is actively under attack, an insane thing to say given the week she has had.
If you want to live in a free country, freedom of speech is the most important part. That's the only way you can preserve the rest of your freedoms. That is the fundamental freedom in this country, and it's really under attack from people who cannot stand the truth being spoken or having any opinion that conflicts with their own personal opinions.
But pretending to be the victim is another one of the hits conservatives love to play, and she's just a shitty cover band.
I saw a lot of this. I mean, it's crazy the attention that you're getting, honestly, for just a video cooking or a video making fun of theater nerds.
We all know that's not why she's here. Why even pretend? The video didn't go viral because of her cooking. It went viral because she used a racial slur. But they don't talk about that other than this tiny clip.
You know, people can take a word out of context and they love to do that. And so they have to have a racist. So I'm a perfect racist for them. You know what I mean?
Because even they know that saying slurs all the time is bad for the brand. It's not good business. They won't say it here. They won't say it out in public. They're fucking cowards. Then the host, who looks like a combination of Jake Paul and Abe Lincoln, really gets on her for going after anime fans.
Any person in high school who was like in theater or whatever, they were always really pervy. They were always into anime and all that. They're just weird. Okay, sorry.
I don't think that's fair to include the anime fans in with the thespians. Why do you do that?
I think he took that one a little personally and was trying to get her to cede some ground. See, I actually have in my notes here that there's actually a ton of very cool, very normal anime fans who had a lot of sex in high school because we're two adults talking about our high school sexual achievements, and we expect people to take us very seriously. They spend a pretty significant amount of this interview talking about Lime scooters because, again, what do you talk about when the person you're interviewing is best known for saying a racial slur?
By the way, you want a good laugh here. Did you see the video where the teenagers took the Lime scooters onto the gay pride? You saw this. Well, how about this for you? Lime enacts no-go zone around Pride crosswalk in Washington after vandalism. I'd think maybe just ban these electric scooters altogether, but that's a whole
Yeah, they're really stupid.
that's a whole nother opinion.
And then we get her final message.
Anything else you want to add in the last 60 seconds?
I would just say, just don't be scared. You know, we need to all start just standing up and collectively saying our mind. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's not like I'm smart. The only thing that sets me apart is I actually say what everybody else is thinking.
I say what everyone else is thinking, which is why every day there are hundreds of people dunking on me.
So you don't have to be smart. You don't have to be one of these people who can write an elaborate essay.
And she would know better than anyone else. She's tried. Before she made these rambling TikToks, she wanted to be a conservative essayist. On a different Twitter account of hers, there's a link to her blog, The Observer. And in these blog posts, you can really see the beginning of her style as someone who just kind of rambles and doesn't know what the fuck they're saying. This is the opening to a post entitled, Love? Love. What is it? Just the word love will doubtless draw some in and simultaneously repulse others. Love encompasses a myriad of meanings and commands a multitude of emotions. This is so true. This feels like a good place to talk about how we love a bunch of different things. You know, we love our family. We love our friends. We love Sprite Cranberry. We love our pets. And all those loves have different meanings. But she doesn't do any of that. She continues. But perhaps the most commonly regarded setting in which love reigns supreme would be in the lovely context of relationships, in particular romantic relationships, whatever that means. It's so funny that now she's like, my words are being taken out of context. When a few years earlier, she was like, I can't just say a romantic relationship and expect everyone to know what I'm talking about. Or maybe she doesn't know what a romantic relationship is, and she's writing this post to try and figure it out. It got dark. Visually, it's gotten darker. There's two big windows right there, and it got dark. I'm gonna turn the light on before we continue. Is that better? I look like I belong at a Zoom graduation. There appear to be two major reasons why people marry: for love or for money. Perhaps these two reasons are inextricably synonymous and one no more noble than the next, because after all, are not the reasons for such unions love at its core, love of love or love of money? But those two things are different. You know that, right? When two people are really in love, and you can see it in the way they look at each other and the way they move around each other and occupy the same space, it's really, really nice. And yeah, maybe it's a little too much sometimes, but no one calls them greedy because they love each other a lot. She literally wrote, love encompasses a myriad of meanings. You can't then go, loving cocaine and loving a person are both loving something, so they're both bad. So, because both motivators driving individuals into the marriage vows are at their core egocentric, how can those marriages possibly be successful, lasting, or happy? Because they're different. Loving a person and loving money are fundamentally different. In a way, I don't think I should have to explain to someone who was a pre-law student. She continues. However, love grows cold and money loses its value, so in the end, the very foundation upon which these unions were formed decays and dwindles away, leaving in its wake the shards of broken marriages and scared and jaded lovers. I do not believe in love. You could have fooled me. I believe in friendship. What is often interpreted as love are merely feelings and emotions, in a word, infatuation. Because love, or shall we rename infatuation, desire, etc., and money alike fail to serve as strong foundations for our relationships because both are rooted in personal desires and egotism, we must therefore build a foundation or relationship devoid of such motives. One seeks... use a period. Use a period. Because both are rooted in personal desires and egotism, we must therefore build a foundation or relationship devoid of such motives, one which seeks not personal gain from the relationship, but rather communal harmony, reciprocation, and unconditional companionship. You're not gonna believe it, but all of those things that you listed at the end of that marathon of a sentence are love. Communal harmony, reciprocity, and companionship. I'm not gonna say unconditional. There's a little too much for me. But all of those are part of a loving relationship, be it friendship, a familial relationship, a romantic relationship, whatever that means. This is not to say marriages with friendship as the core foundation of the relationship are lackluster and dull, completely devoid infatuation, attraction, and passionate nights. In fact, such relationships enjoy such pleasures, and to their fullest only when these couples awake in the morning they look into the eyes of both their lover and friend. Looking into the eyes of both your lover and your friend, what is this, challengers? This whole thing is like, relationships are better when you like your partner as a friend, not love them. And acting like you can't love your friends is stupid. I love my friends. I always say I love you when I'm done hanging with the boys. It's important. We're lucky enough where we get to say that to each other. Love, or passion as is a more apropos name, lacks substance and quickly disintegrates away, leaving little trace of its existence. But on the contrary, a deep friendship lasts because it is founded in affection, in genuine liking for one another, in honesty, and in accepting and appreciating every aspect of the other, whether good or bad, for what is and how it lends to making up that particular individual. One's lover quickly finds another object for their affection, but one's friend does not so bore of you and move on because friendship continues to grow, mature, and deepen with age rather than get wrinkles, gray hair, and ill humor. The love of a partner fades away, but the love for your friends doesn't, because I said so. Of course, she has a post about political correctness called Language's Enemy. Undoubtedly, every one of us as humans has experienced barriers to our communication or expression in some way. For her, it's her abilities as a writer. Contributions of past generations, unhindered by the shackles of political correctness, have formed the knowledge of today. This present generation and their influence on the world's fabric of information has been stifled. I love how political correctness has shackled the fabric of information. It sounds like someone arrested a blanket. Consider what would be the outcome be if the great channel of human communication where both theories and fact intermingle is exterminated from our society? You're asking if I want to consider it? Not really. Political correctness coerces our very language, threatening to exterminate out of our vocabulary certain words or even phrases which are not amicable by its standards. Some such words which are threatened by political correctness are forefathers or sportsmanship. I don't think she's really upset that she can't say forefathers. She could. I doubt she would have gone viral in the same way. Language being the very extract of a people and the essence of their country, can be a looking glass to our country's past generation, their ideas, struggles, mistakes, and merit. Instead of weeding out phrases or words from our language, deeming them as politically incorrect, we should embrace these words or phrases in their original context and use them as examples to better understand ourselves and our culture's present controversies. So when you said the N-word, were you trying to say that in its original context? Political correctness has become a great barrier to great communication. In our attempts as a culture to become more progressive and inclusive, we blindly, under the leadership of political correctness, have, through the coercion of communication and expression, become a more close-minded and unfair society. If we wish to advance as a civilization, we must reopen the market of ideas. Only then will advances be made. Advances in learning and harmony amongst our companions. I have never seen writing that falls so face first into the trope of, if I use big words, they'll think I'm smart. In another one, she claims that allowing euthanasia is the first step in letting Nazis take over. Sorry, not the first step. The beginning platform. If it's a beginning platform, it's probably like, what, 2 inches, maybe 3? After she was fired from her job, because of course she was fired from her job, People were saying that this is the birth of a new conservative influencer. We're seeing her rise in real time, and the people who boosted her and were making fun of her were responsible for this. And I just don't think that's true. I don't think she's going to make it as a conservative media personality because she can't put words together, whether it's writing or speaking. Clearly there's an audience for her shtick, right? She was invited onto InfoWars. A ton of other conservative podcasts invited her on because there are people who want to see a conventionally attractive white woman say the N-word and be rewarded for it. The thing is, that audience is very bigoted. They immediately began transvestigating her because, of course, everyone is trans now. They started saying anti-Semitic things to her because she has a big nose and she's a single mother and her child does not look entirely Aryan. So people are saying horrible things to her because of that. I wish this story had a happy ending where it was like the person who said a bunch of slurs was shunned by society because everyone decided that saying a bunch of slurs was bad. But that's not the case. The person who said a bunch of slurs is being shunned by people who are saying more of them. It's just bigots yelling at bigots. And if she can't convince the other bigots to let her be a bigot, I don't see how she's gonna have a career. She did hang out with Sneeko though, so maybe she starts streaming on Kick.
You know why I'm always right? And it's not because I'm smart. Like, I'm stupid. I'm a dumbass. I've never said or pretended that I'm smart. But I always get it right because I'm always ahead of the curve.
But she's not. She's not doing anything different, and that's the other reason I don't think she'll make it. If that pipeline is so radicalized that a white woman saying slurs gets called other slurs, I don't see how it doesn't just Ouroboros itself. And while I'm happy to see racists tear each other apart, I'm just sad because of what Twitter has become. She gained 100,000 followers in 2 days. And not by doing anything interesting. It's just the same boilerplate bigotry. If that doesn't say the website is cooked, I don't know what does. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you wouldn't mind leaving a like, subscribing, I'd really appreciate that. The background's not done. I'm still gonna add some more things, alright? There needs to be a shelf. Again, happy Pride. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
But see, this whole thing is so stupid.